Welcome back to Tom's Life Lab, where we break open the real stuff behind leadership, change, and what it means to show up when it counts. I'm your host, Tom, and today we're diving into a topic that most leaders wrestle with, even if we don't always say it out loud, and that's how we respond to change and how easy it is to pull away from the people who need us most. So here's my thesis. When change hits, don't pull back. Lean in, move toward, and not away. So let's break that down. Change stirs things up. It invites uncertainty, fear, and sometimes self-doubt. And if you're in a leadership position, or even just someone people count on, the default can be to go inward. You might say, let me figure this out alone. I'll come back with answers once it's all settled. I get that impulse, and I've lived it when I've been leading teams going through change. But here's what I've learned. So when we go silent, people fill in the blanks, and usually with worry. Your team doesn't need you to be perfect. They need to know you're present. But before we talk about how we show up for others, we need to name something important, and that is that change doesn't impact the team only. It impacts you as well. And as a leader, you're often holding space for everyone else. You're absorbing questions, you're managing pressure, and trying to stay calm in chaos. But what happens when you don't have anywhere to offload your experience? You're human first, and you're a leader second. Trying to power through without acknowledging your own emotional reaction can create a bottleneck. It isolates you, and it can make your leadership feel distant or mechanical. It's not weakness to say, this is hard. It's honesty, and people trust honesty far more than they trust someone who appears to be untouchable. So before you pour into others, check in with yourself. What are you feeling? What support do you need? And as the cliche goes, put your oxygen mask on first before helping others. Presence over perfection. That's a mantra worth taping to your desk or your computer monitor. Then we need to think about the team that we lead. So one leader I work with gave me a metaphor. I always thought my job was to be the lighthouse in the storm, strong, unwavering and clear, she said. But during a tough org shake-up, I realised what my team really needed was a bridge. Someone who walked with them across uncertainty. And that stuck with me. Be the bridge. Show up, not as the hero with all the answers, but as the human who's willing to listen, learn, and walk alongside. Leadership in change isn't built on grand speeches. It's built in small, honest moments. So here are a few micro moves that might shift the dynamic. Ask your team, how are you really doing with all this? Acknowledge what's unclear. I wish I had more certainty to share. Offer openness instead of guarantees. Here's what I know today. I'll keep you posted. These are little things, but little things create big trust, and we all know how important trust is. So let's talk about a little experiment that you can do this week, and we're going to call it the 3 check-in challenge. So here's what you do. Over the next 7 days, pick 3 people on your team, in your community, or in your circle of friends, and check in with intention. Don't just ask them if they're all good, go deeper. Maybe try one of these sorts of questions which might elicit a different type of answer. What's been on your mind lately with everything that's been changing? What's one thing that would make this change easier for you? And is there anything you wished we'd talked about more openly in the past, or that we can talk about right now? Then, this part is key. Just listen. No trying to fix it, no fast answers, just presence. And at the end of the week, reflect on what happened. Did something shift? Did you feel different? That's your data to use. Let me know how it goes. Tom's Life Lab is always open. Here's the truth. Change is guaranteed. Connection is a choice. When things get tough, choose closeness, choose curiosity, and choose to move toward. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to show up with empathy, consistency, and maybe a little courage. That is where real leadership lives. Thank you for spending time with me today on the Life Lab. If this episode hit home for you, share it with your team, your boss, your partner, your friends, with anyone who's holding a little more than usual right now. And don't forget those check-ins. See you next time.